What's going on, folks? So today I am out here at Ron Hoover RV and Marine in Corpus Christi, Texas for a bit of a different style of video. We're going to do something very unique, something that I probably should have done a long time ago, but I think this is going to be the perfect video for it. So not going to want to miss this. Hang tight. I'll be right back. Before we get started, I want to give a big shout out to my friends here at Ron Hoover RV and Marine for allowing me to come out to their dealership today and do something pretty different. So you guys probably remember this really cool tongue weight scale that is sold through eTrailer. This thing is absolutely awesome, and it provides you the actual tongue weight of the front of your RV. So I want to make this fun. So let's make this kind of a guessing trivia game. Don't go to the end and try not to cheat if you can avoid it. And what we're going to try to do is take a look at the stickers on the side of these trailers and then weigh what the actual tongue weight is and see if we were close in terms of guessing. Now here's going to be an interesting one. So this is actually a toy hauler travel trailer. This is going to have a really high GVWR and a relatively average dry weight because it's a toy hauler and it's designed to carry stuff in the back of it. I did a review on one of these. Let's kind of walk around it real quick. Relatively long unit. This thing probably totals out at about 31 feet. Double axle. This is all a garage back here. So you got one single rack and pinion slide. It's a little bit heavier slide mechanism than some. Let's take a look at the sticker on this one. So this has a GVWR of 11,275 pounds. It has a very hefty cargo capacity of 3,387 pounds. If we look at the dry weight on this unit, it has a 7,850 pound dry weight. Again, relatively average dry weight because they want to leave you as much cargo capacity as possible since this is a toy hauler. So, what do you think the weight transferred to the actual back of your truck on this unit's going to be? Now keep in mind, this is designed to carry relatively heavy toys in the back, which is essentially behind the axle. So one would think that they'd make the front a little bit heavier than it needs to be, considering they plan on you throwing toys in the back, which should counterbalance the weight a little bit. So let's take a look at this one. Okay, we are off the ground now. This has a 1,000 pound tongue weight. 1,000 pound tongue weight on this specific trailer in its dry configuration, which means with the 7,850 pounds, 1,000 pounds worth of tongue weight. Now, as you load the back up with stuff, you're technically going to remove some of that weight. So if you put 1,000 pounds worth of toys in the back, it doesn't equate to 1,000 pounds coming off here, but you're likely going to see a significant amount of weight being removed from the actual hitch of the vehicle. And that's just something you want to be very aware of, because I actually thought it would be a little heavier than it is up front, considering the fact that you could potentially put, a 1-ton toy in the back, which is again going to remove a tremendous amount of weight. That's why with toy haulers like this, bumper pull style toy haulers, you have to be incredibly careful with what you plan on loading in the back, because you could very easily remove too much weight. Imagine putting something that weighs 1,500 pounds in the back and taking 600 pounds off of your tongue, which would only leave you with about 400 pounds worth of tongue weight. That could lead to a very, very unstable towing situation, and something you have to pay very, very close attention to. A scale like this is really, really great if you plan on getting a toy hauler like this, or even a weigh-safe scale, something that plugs into the actual receiver of your vehicle that can tell you how much weight you're either adding or removing from the hitch of your vehicle. Let's move on. Now this is the one that I really came here to see. This thing is massive. This is a Flagstaff Classic, which is their higher end version of the Flagstaff travel trailer line. So you have a super light right here, you have some other lighter versions over there, but when it comes to overall size, height, and width of travel trailers, this is about as big as they get. So this thing is huge. Let's walk around. First of all, you got a rack and pinion slide, you got auto leveling on this thing. You got 3 slides over here, 2 rack and pinion slide and a Schwintek slide. Massive, massive travel trailer. Let's walk around to the back of it. This thing is probably, I'm gonna guess, probably close to about 38 feet long. You have a rear kitchen in the back. Again, auto leveling, which is gonna add some weight. Another huge slide on this side. And this is also a rack and pinion slide. Just a huge, huge travel trailer. And again, much taller than your typical travel trailer. You can probably tell just by looking here. Now I gotta wait for them to bring a battery up because this doesn't have any power, and it has a power tongue jack, so without power I'm not gonna be able to do much. It has two huge propane cans up front. Let's take a look at the numbers though. So this is gonna have a gross vehicle weight rating of 11,320 pounds and a cargo capacity of 1,608 pounds, which means it's gonna have a pretty high dry weight, 9,653 pounds. What does that mean? That means if you look at the numbers on paper in terms of the gross vehicle weight rating, this huge travel trailer is still a couple thousand pounds lighter than the max tow configuration on pretty much any of the new half-ton trucks that are out. So do you really feel like you could comfortably tow this behemoth behind a half-ton truck? I mean, again, this thing is simply massive. The slide here kind of gives it this deceiving effect of not seeing the remainder of the trailer behind the slide. And again, walking around to the other side, seeing the three slides on this side, two of them rack and pinion, one on the other side rack and pinion, this one Schwintek, auto leveling, all of this stuff. This is just a huge, huge travel trailer. But what I'm interested in finding out is what is the tongue weight on this huge Flagstaff Classic. It's definitely one worth waiting for. As soon as we get some batteries out here and we're able to lift it up and lower it onto my scale, we'll find out. Okay, so they pulled the forklift aside because they have a 7-way power connector, so we can just connect it and drop it down. All right, so what do we think this behemoth is gonna weigh in terms of tongue weight? Again, I went over all the nitty-gritty details on it. Let's see. Woo. Okay, the tongue jack is off the ground. Oh my gosh.
1250?
No, we're over that. We're at about
1254, 12.
We're almost at 1,300 pounds.
1,300 pounds.
1,300 pounds. And this is dry.
Yeah.
Right, you guys don't have propane in it. We don't have batteries in the box.
Nope, nothing.
Dry weight.
Just the slides are on, but other than that, that's it. Nothing else.
By the time we put all the cargo, everything in there, we're probably talking another 300-400 pounds on top of that.
Well, the freaking propane tanks are a little, you know.
Yeah, that's going to add to a lot. And those are 40-pound tanks, I think.
They're big too. And then the batteries.
Yep.
One battery, two batteries?
2 batteries.
Dang.
So we're talking probably, when everything's said and done, with people, everything, you're talking probably near 2,000 pounds on the back of a truck. So this is to make that point. You see a lot of these half-ton commercials now where they can tow 13,500 pounds. Well, they might be able to tow it, but can they hold the weight? Because that is a lot of weight.
Heck yeah, plus your,
Plus your people, your cargo, everything you throw inside of here too.
Yeah, if you have a whole bunch of crap in there.
Yep.
Plus your furniture, plus your dishes and everything else you got to put in there.
So because that one was as heavy as it is, we're gonna go ahead and do one more of these Flagstaff Classics. Again, this one's huge. It's got 2 slides on this side, and I don't think it has any on the other side. Yeah, no slides on this side, 2 entrances. Let's take a look at the sticker. So this one has a GVWR of 11,057 pounds. It has a cargo capacity relatively heavy of 2,378 pounds. That's because it doesn't have as many slides as the other one. Dry weight on this unit is 8,620 pounds. What do you guys think the tongue weight's gonna be? We already got it under there. This thing is, again, Flagstaff Classic. It's not their ultralight version. It's probably about 34 feet long. It's still a really long unit. Only has 2 slides though versus the 4 slides that the other unit had. Let's take a look.
No battery, no.
No battery, no propane, which is gonna add another 150, possibly 200 pounds. We are at 1,100 pounds. 1,100 pounds worth of tongue weight on this unit, completely dry. Was that what you guys thought it was? Higher or lower? And again, that's based off of a 8,620 pound dry weight. It's a bit heavier than it was heavier than I probably would have thought had we didn't weigh the other Flagstaff first. But yeah, this just goes to show floor plan, number of slides, where stuff's configured in there, what you have in the trailer, what you've loaded on the trailer, what supplies come with the trailer. All of this factors into tongue weight. We've shown you units that have a tongue weight that's actually under the 10% that you typically shoot for, 10 to 15% on some of these lighter units, but then we've shown you some that are significantly over even when the trailer's dry, which means when we start loading stuff inside of this unit, that number is going to go up. And you know what, just to kind of test that, could you do me a favor? Could you hop inside this travel trailer and walk to the very, very front of it? And he's going to do that so I can show you the effect it has on the tongue weight. Look at that. We are up to 1,250 pounds. 1,250 pounds just by him walking to the front, and that's just his weight. So imagine how much weight you could potentially add to this unit if you're not careful. It went up to 1,250 pounds from 11, went up 150 pounds. You only weigh 150 pounds?
190.
Yeah. Well, and some of that weight transfers to the axle.
190.
Yeah.
Ish.
There we go. That's really cool. I really appreciate it, brother.
You're welcome, man. Peace out, guys.
So yeah, that was kind of eye-opening. At least it was to me. You know, I always go over the stickers and I tell you guys what I think is safe for half-ton, three-quarter-ton, one-ton towing. I think this helped kind of clarify why it can be so different based on just a floor plan of a trailer and how it's constructed. There's so many variables that go into it, and it's really important to know specifically what you plan on towing with what vehicle, but more importantly, what's your payload capacity? That's, again, one of the single most important aspects to know, because some of these trailers are well under your truck's towing capacity, but that generally puts it way over your truck's payload capacity. So, guys, I sure hope you enjoyed this video. I want to give, again, a big shout out to the folks over here at Ron Hoover RV and Marine in Corpus Christi. They actually welcomed me to come out here to film this. They really wanted to know what these numbers are because they get so many trailers in, sometimes it's just hard to tell. Great place to purchase. Look at that. Guy's going to be towing a Flagstaff Superlight with the Class B. Crazy. Anyways, guys, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up. We'll talk to you again very soon.